Now, I want to play a soundbite for you that I think says a lot about how much of an effect many of you have had on this debate. You've had a debate by being for immigration enforcement and for protecting American jobs and the American way of life and our culture. You've had an effect on Marco Rubio. Let's listen.
You know, this belief that the Hispanic community is in favor of illegal immigration is false. It's just not true. Hispanic communities are deeply impacted by illegal immigration, and there are millions of Hispanics in this country who have either come legally or have relatives that are waiting to come legally. So I think all Americans want to see our immigration system work better. We want to be realistic but responsible about what you do with people that are already here illegally, but you have to bring illegal immigration under control. We are a sovereign country. We are entitled to control who comes here, how they come here, and when they come here.
Is that cribbed right from the Laura Ingraham show? I mean, it sounds like something I said. Did you ever hear Marco Rubio speak in those terms during his time in the Senate? Maybe he did, but I didn't hear it. It certainly wasn't highlighted. Instead, when he was working with Chuck Schumer, Marco Rubio was talking about how these people weren't going to get benefits, and it was going to be they're going to learn English, and trying to bring us closer to his point of view. The focus on enforcement wasn't there. He didn't sponsor a single piece of enforcement legislation during his time in the U.S. Senate. My old producer Julia Hahn wrote that a couple weeks ago in Breitbart's terrific piece. To me, your record in the Senate is relevant. I'm happy to have people change their minds if it's real. I'm happy. And if Marco Rubio is truly pro-enforcement and he believes that U.S. sovereignty must be protected and we're going to lock down this border, then I'll take a listen and I'll be very interested to follow what he has to say. But if this is just some dance and some game we're playing to satisfy the restrictionists out there, as the New York Times calls them, then I don't think it's going to work out well for him in the end, even if Marco does become the nominee. If people don't find him credible on this issue, including foreign workers, which his big benefactor, Paul Singer, wants to bring in all these foreign workers into the United States. He's terrible on immigration, and he's giving Marco Rubio's PAC millions of dollars. So if that's your bread and butter on the big donors scorecard, I have real doubts about that. So I'm open to being convinced, but so far, I'm just not all that convinced.